Welcome to another episode of DICT Mindanao Cluster 2 webinar series. This is Des and I will be your moderator for this afternoon's webisode. In this episode, you will be able to learn on how to increase your freelancing rate by avoiding these four mistakes. Before we start, I would like to remind everyone, especially to our Google Hangouts participants, to please turn off your video cam so it won't consume too much bandwidth. We will also be setting you on mute and please don't click the present now option. Okay? Naintindihan niyo po ba lahat? Um, okay. I am inviting you to like our Facebook pages at DICT-Caraga and DICT Region 10 for more updates. So again, DICT-Caraga and DICT Region 10. So I'm reminding again, please kindly off your video cam para po medyo hindi ma-left out yung iba. Okay lang po ba? Um, And then for those who are not yet part of our Facebook group, please join in DICT MC2 webinar series created for webinar and e-learning. Please join again DICT MC2 webinar series. Lastly, for all of your questions, you may leave it in our chat box for those Google Hangouts participants, and to our Facebook Live viewers, you may leave it in the comment section below, and you may use the hashtag DICTMC2 webisode. Again, hashtag DICTMC2 webisode. So I will be introducing to you our resource speaker for this afternoon webisode. She is regarded as one of Upwork's top-rated freelancers and the co-founder of 13 Media Lab, an agency that caters to both local and international companies by providing a plethora of digital services. Starting her career as a writer and researcher for 7 years, our resource speaker decided in 2017 that she wanted to jumpstart her freelancing career as a virtual assistant. Confident in her skills but wanting to elevate her talents further, she decided to hone her craft, applying to become a scholar for the digital marketing course by the Rural Impact Sourcing Technical Training conducted by the DICT, otherwise known as Digital Jobs PH. Her efforts made paid off as she was granted the scholarship and graduated top of her class. Gaining further experience and improving day by day, she made a name for herself by working closely with Digital Jobs PH by giving people the skill set necessary to help them acquire employment online. Now, a part of the pool of trainers for Digital Jobs PH, she also collaborates with alumni of Digital Jobs PH by bridging them to online opportunities in their respective fields. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome our resource speaker, the small but terrible Miss Carol Ivis Torre. Welcome, Miss Carol. Miss Carol, please check
Yes.
your audio, please.
Hello,
Okay, thank
everyone.
you.
Good afternoon, and I'm the small but terrible, small but scary to my previous the previous scholars from the city, small and scary trainer, di Batam. So for today, I would like to share to you the title of the webinar is Four Mistakes Why You Can't Increase Your Freelancing Rate. So I'll be sharing to you my screen. So I hope everyone knows. Please turn off your camera as what Ma'am Des has said. Okay, so how are you, everyone? Do we have people from Luzon? So I know from the land of immortals, we have Ma'am Maki. That's Cagayan de Oro. And I'll also have here some scholars from Nasipit, right? Okay, so Can is my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay. So the title of our webinar for today is Increase Your Freelancing Rate by Avoiding These Four Mistakes. So, so again, I would like to thank Ma'am Des for the very um, um, the introduction. Again, good afternoon to everyone who are here, and I hope you're having a good time even though it's raining outside. So today I will be sharing to you something that's very close to my heart because it's just recently that I've made these mistakes as a freelancer. And that's why I'm opening up a part of myself and my journey to you today. And I hope that even though hindi lahat kayo makaka-relate, you will learn something at the end of this webinar. So I'm excited to share to you what I did to take advantage of the mistakes that I did, or I would like to call it as a learning curve, and share how I increased my rate and how I won my first six-digit local client. Because the mistakes that I made me realize also the things that I am strong. 'Di ba? My strong point. So from the mistakes that we have to consider our mistakes as lessons, 'di ba? Lessons that we learn and carry as we journey through freelancing. So really, I hope you can relate sa mga mistakes na nagawa ko para daghan na ta, para marami na tayo, 'di ba? Na hindi lang pala kayo o hindi lang pala ako ang nagkakamali as we journey through freelancing. So, and also I would like to remind you, huh? So again, I would like to remind every one of you to please, huh? Okay, so we're having some difficulty. Okay, so I think we're okay. So I'm very sorry for that. We're having some technical difficulties here. So I'll continue sharing my screen. So alam nyo na, I know freelancers can relate na medyo talaga may problema ang internet natin. Okay, so what I'm saying is, I would like you to stay until the end of this webinar because I will be giving 10 persons who will sign up for at the link that I will be sharing to you. I will be giving 10 persons a free 10-minute call to assess their current state as a freelancer. And I hope that the 10-minute call will eventually lead you to become better freelancers or even become entrepreneurs in the future. Okay? So today, I said, di ba, four mistakes. However, I also would like you to ask yourself, why do you want or why do you think you deserve na you have to increase your rate? Before we start, I would like you to ask yourself this question because let's always remember in everything that we do, life without a why is definitely an huh? You have to know the reason why you're doing something so that you know what's your worth and how you will be going through it. Okay, so the things that the mistakes that I've made in the past, and I hope you also will correct, is that first, you spread yourself too thinly. Second, is you forget about your profile. The third one is that you're too shy to communicate, just like me. You know, I'm an introvert, but because of this platform, I can share to you how you will be overcome this mistake, okay, or avoid this in the future. And lastly, you think like an employee. Okay. So a little bit background about my okay, so I hope you can hear me now. So please do not mute me because I'm the one presenting. This is so funny. Okay, so again, I would like to give you a little bit a background story of myself kasi nga, sino naman tong maliit na batang to na nagsasalita about freelancing, di ba? So, I started writing online in 2011. Unfortunately, just like any other parents, and now I understand naman how my mom reacted when I was just in front of the computer, working all day, all night. So, parang, can you imagine the name na, yan, kaka-computer nyo, di ba? So, parang ganyan yung mother ko before. She was very skeptical of what I was doing. And I didn't blame her because they have a very different generation. They have a different generation from ours, di ba? So, just to appease her, I decided to go to Cebu because my brother was also working there. And I worked as a researcher for almost 7 years. In 2017, me and my husband decided to go back to Butuan because this is our hometown. And we decided to work from home. My first full-time online job was an all-around virtual assistant. And now I focus as a content writer and find my clients by referral and through Upwork. So I'll just give you the story in a bit. So of course, special mention. Talagang special mention because they really helped me outgrow myself or who I was 2 years ago. Of course, I'd like to mention that I'm a scholar of RISPP, which is now known as Digital Jobs PH. And I'm very happy to say that RISPP, DICT, and Coach Ruben really helped me grow as a person and as a freelancer. Without them, I really won't be here in front of you. So I'm really thankful for the opportunity. And so for those of you na just starting freelancing or you want to jumpstart your career, please do not hesitate to join Digital Jobs PH training near you. This is for free. Okay? So take advantage of this learning opportunity. So that's it about me. Let's start. Okay. So a while ago, I asked kung why do you want to increase your rate, di ba? It's a very common answer na you want to increase your rate because you want to earn more. However, if you have any other reasons, maybe 5 words or less, can you type in the chat box anong reason nyo why you want to increase your rate? Okay. Walang answer, walang gustong sumagot. Okay, so maybe in a while, think about the question. So, oh, okay, I want to be damaged. Oh, naman. Have good skills. Okay. Other answers, of course, yes, we want to earn more because we want to be, of course, comfortable, di ba? Oh, compensate my expenses. Kasi the more you earn, parang the more you have to pay for things. Okay. I like this. To validate your skills. Yes. So to lessen the number of working hours so we can spend more. Yes, that's a very good answer. Remember that family first in anything and everything you do, family first. Okay? So for now, For me, based on my experience, I'd like to say na you need to increase your rate kasi you increase your value. 'Di ba? Always remember that the longer you've been doing the job, it's also safe to say na magaling ka sa ginagawa mo. You're becoming excellent every day at what you're doing. And I'd like to emphasize the term becoming, becoming or in a work in progress in delivering excellence as a freelancer. Kasi nga, in the digital age, there is walang period in learning. So do not be stagnant so that you can increase your value. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're doing it for years na. You stop learning. You don't grow now with other people. You stop learning from the experts in the field. That that's now how you become an expert, or that's not how you increase your value. So always study the trend, be dynamic, and be open-minded. Or hindi open-minded na power, hindi ganyan na, but be open-minded on the comments and suggestions of the people that you're working with or you've worked with before. Okay? So the second thing that you should also consider why you need to increase your rate is because your hour is not just an hour. Okay? Your hour is not just an hour. Aside from the value that you deliver to your client, remember that in order for you to become an expert, kailangan mo mag-learn. You have to pay to learn. Yes, I understand that YouTube University is very popular and it has everything and everything you need. My answer, every question that you have, my answer on YouTube. However, learning from the experts is very different. You have to pay. It's very different kasi na if you pay, it's like you're accountable talaga to learn and to grow through the lessons that you're paying for, di ba? And other than that, you also have to pay for the tools that you're using. Kailangan mo yan. You need to pay for the tools that you're using. And then second is, if you're working from home, you also need to renovate an office or create a space where you can work properly. Di yung puro sa kama, so kama 30 minutes work, 3 hours nap, diba? So that's very ineffective. So you have to create a space within your home where you can work properly. And lastly, invest ka naman sa PC or laptop. That's your bread and butter. You have to buy, you have to invest. Even your internet, you have to find ways na talagang yung efficient, makakatulong sa'yo to work better and to work smarter. Okay? And lastly, you deliver results. You bring in results to your clients. That's why you need to increase your rate. You're excellent at what you do because you always give your 100% and you deliver the results that your clients need. So when you realize that, when you create a map or a graph about your growth, you'll see na talagang you're delivering results. Okay, so that's the time when you can increase your rate. So the first mistake that the majority, I'm not saying na everyone or all freelancers, but the majority of the freelancers that I know is that you spread yourself too thinly. So, di ba, before, I worked in Cebu for almost 7 years as a writer, and then I landed a job as an all-around virtual assistant. All-around na talagang design, graphics, keyword search, keyword title, product description, lahat, anything and everything that you think an e-commerce site would need, except for the web design and development part. I can do that. I did that. Di ba? However, human as we are, kasi nga, maliit lang yung rate noon, as in napakaliit na hourly rate, but it's still more than the minimum wage in Cebu City. So I was still very blessed na I landed this job. However, human as we are, I also wanted to grow as a freelancer or really find my niche. So I went back to my Upwork profile. which I made in 2013. I updated my profile and I paraded all the things that I could do, as in lahat, from video editing to photo manipulation to writing, everything that I know how to do, I added it on my profile. And yes, I got a few jobs, but I realized it isn't working. So who among you here ang ganyan pa ang profile na still uh, very vague pa rin yung gusto nyong gawin or yung niche that you're offering or the services that you're offering. So who among you here, we have a chat box, so you can type your answers there. Casey Glenn, yes. It's okay. Who else? So at least you know, Glenn, na parang you're spreading yourself too thinly pa, di ba? So the solution that I found in order for us to be able to earn more and increase our rate is to focus on providing one or two related services. Become an expert by learning everything you can about the service you're offering. So when I updated my Upwork profile, and yes, I had some invites and then okay naman, my work. However, I realized that I was spreading myself too thinly. And maybe because of the marami masyadong nakalagay sa profile ko, clients were confused of what I can do and cannot do. So in October 2019, yes, very recently lang. So this is why I'm pouring my very personal experiences to you because it was just recently that I decided to edit my profile. I position myself as a writer, not just a content writer or blog writer, but a writer. So anything you want that's written, I can do. And then I created a complementary service, which is social media management. So when I updated my profile, I really did not expect to receive any invitations uh, immediately. So in the span of 12 hours, right after I updated my profile, I received 5 invitations for various 5 writing jobs. And it was really something that I did not expect kasi hindi pa yun nangyayari sa akin. So, I only received 1 invitation in a month or 2 invitations in a month. That's the maximum. So, when I focus on providing a specific service, that's when the clients realize that I really can do what I'm saying that I can do. Diba? So, what I'm trying to say here is that do not be a jack of all trades and master of none. I know you've heard that before, and siguro pati mga mama at papa nyo. So do not be a jack of all trades and master of none. Focus on mastering one trade or one service or one skill. And then, trust me, you'll really be able to increase your rate. Okay? And of course, for Glenn and others who are still spreading themselves too thinly, I'm not saying na the time that you're offering everything is a wasted time. For me, that was 2 years. I'm not also considering na that was a wasted time because that was the time and or the opportunity that I was able to really find my niche. Na kung saan talaga ako, magaling or confident na gawin yung service na kailangan ng client. So I recommend that you do not spread yourself too thinly. Learn all the nitty-gritty aspects of your job. As in lahat, do not cut corners. Learn everything, and then the job or the work that you want will come knocking at your doorstep. And even clients will bring to you the rate that you don't even think that you deserve. So the first mistake that you should avoid is do not spread yourself too thinly. So I hope right after this you already know what you want to really do as a freelancer. Okay? So the next thing is that you don't have a stellar online profile. So who among you here have an Upwork account? Who among you here have an Upwork? Okay. So who else? Other platforms, Skillshare, Online Jobs PH. Okay. So do you think um, talagang stellar na ba yung account nyo? Like when I see that this is the account of Juvie, talagang I'll hire her because she knows what she's doing. So, di ba? You have to bring that impression to your client. Okay? So what I mean is that a stellar account should have four important content. So, I know that Ayan had already discussed this, some of these points, but I just would like to, reiterate and emphasize some other points that I think he missed. Okay. So first is that the profile photo. Second is your headline. Third, your bio. And of course, number four and the most important are the reviews and recommendations. So for your photo matters, ha? Hindi naman tayo nagiging superficial dito na don't judge the book by its cover naman, ma'am. 'Di ba? Na parang kung ayaw kong mag-smile sa photo, it doesn't mean that I'm not a good writer or I'm not a good web developer. I just don't smile a lot. 'Di ba? So reasons, ang daming reasons. So if you really want to stand out, so your photo must have first a good composition. So good lighting and then face the camera. Second is good photo cropping, not like this one, okay? Na, because you're selling yourself, so your face should be um, very vivid or talagang nakikita ng employer or ng future client mo. And then avoid clutter. Okay, ganito. So I know that you want to post as dapat may laptop and then may pa-coffee and then may parang pa-Instagram, ganyan. But that's not how your profile works, ha? Or parang patalikod and then half face lang o ano ba? But too Instagram-y for me. Okay? So make sure that dapat nakikita yung face mo kasi yan lang yung ini-imagine ng client mo when you're working for him or her. Okay na, itong mukhang to ang gagawa ng website ko. So dapat you have to be believable and you have to create a very good first impression. Because human as we are, first impressions last talaga. Ha? Okay, so I just would like to highlight that and I think Ayan already had some points. So basta focus, dapat create a favorable first impression from your photo pa lang. Okay? The second one is write a straightforward bio. So here, you have to describe your skills. So kaya, that's why the first mistake that you have to avoid is, yun nga, hindi ka dapat mag-o-offer ng maraming services. Kasi you can tell yourself when you describe your skills na ang dami mo nang gustong gawin, ang dami mo nang pwedeng gawin. So it will be very confusing. So focus on describing the skills. So for example, I'm a writer. So or a social media manager. Who are social media managers here? Do we have social media managers? Okay, so if you're a social media manager, you should also include what are the tools that you're going to use when delivering the services. So, for example, Canva, the favorite of all the favorites. Diba? Who uses Canva here? Tapos, wag nang mag-deny. Ha? Wag mag-deny na gumagamit ng Canva. Kasi everyone loves Canva. It's very efficient. Tapos, user-friendly. Okay? So, describe your skills and the tools that you're going to use when you deliver the service. So if you're a social media manager, you use Canva, you use the social media platforms, diba? And other social media listening tools to help your clients grow their audience. Okay. The next point is that provide proof of the services you delivered. So if you still can't ask your client for reviews kasi ongoing ang project, you can do something like this. So, I help brand X, so Tapu Roastings, which is one of the companies that I'm working with, increase their Instagram reach by 30% in 2 months. So 2 months is very important because in the online world, time is gold. Time is gold times 1,000. So it's very important to really show your clients na you can deliver within this time frame or less if possible. Okay? And then offer related work or services. So for me, as a content writer or as a writer, my complementary service that I provide to the clients is social media management. Kasi nga, related lang sila. As a social media manager, you have to write copies, communicate with future, or communicate with the audience through comments and messages. So communication is key as social media manager. So that's why these two, I focus on these two services. So the next thing that you should consider in your profile is the reviews and recommendations. So Marielle is a good friend of mine, and she's a top-rated Upwork freelancer. And she recommends that you should get recommendations from past clients, as this can be your edge to double your rate or ask for a higher rate. And that's true, di ba? In increasing your rate kasi, it's impossible to do it overnight. You have to ease in increasing. So, for example, you started at 3, you can then increase at 6. And then if a previous client comes back, then he'll ask na, oh, bakit 6 na? So, you have proof na kasi. You have recommendations and reviews from other clients na I deserve the $6. Diba? And then increase in 9, and then 10, 11, and so on and so forth. So aside from your Upwork, it's also important to focus on other platforms. For example, Lubina, also a friend of mine, recommends that you have to ask for recommendation in LinkedIn because for her, it has paved the way so that my desired increase rate will be validated through the recommendations of my previous clients. So similar story, di ba? Once a client recommends a skill that you offer in LinkedIn, it really boosts your profile. It helps in your connection if someone is looking for a content writer or a web developer or a video editor. So these recommendations and reviews help. And also, I make sure that you also have a Google My Business page. So who among you here have Google My Business page? Walang Google My Business page. Or do you know what is it or how it works? Okay. So Google My Business page is a very important tool in building your online profile. Kasi everyone searches for anything and everything under the sun sa Google. So when your name pops up and you have a Google My Business page, you've already built that page, then that's another proof, social proof, na you can really do what you're saying that you're doing. Okay? So that's the 3 most important things when you update your profile. So your profile picture, update your bio, skills, and then the recommendations from your previous clients. Or even just for the people that you've worked with for free, like you interned for a company, diba? Or you gave a free logo for someone popular, so you can do that in exchange. But don't do that always, ha? Walang free. Hindi yan makakabayad ng bills. Maybe once or twice is enough, ha? So, hindi yung parati na, oh, shout out na lang. Di ba? Uso yun. O, pa-shout out na lang, pagawa naman ng ganitong logo. Hindi yan makakabayad ng bills ang shout out. Okay, so, the third mistake that we often make as freelancers, especially for those who are still starting, is that you're too shy to communicate with your clients. Diba? Kasi Filipinos talagang, kung sasabihin nila na, okay, 18K lang yung monthly rate and then so, tayo na. Okay, sign ng contract. Accept ng contract. Start work. Ganyan. 'Di ba? Even though we know in our heart, talagang deep in our hearts na, ay, kagamay sa sweldo. 'Di ba? It doesn't compensate. Pero we are too shy to communicate with our clients. So, for you to avoid being shy, dapat you first do the two steps muna, to avoid the two steps muna. Okay? So, when you have the guts to communicate, of course, be honest. Kasi in the online world, you really don't see, you can't meet in person. Okay? The referrals are all online. Di ba? Swerte na lang yung a previous client will refer you to a friend of his. So parang may personal personal connection sila, and then of course friends sila. So he'll believe the referral. Pero if you're just applying online, you have to really be honest. If the client is asking you to do something that's beyond the scope of the job, then be honest and tell the client na, oops, parang sobra naman po, tapos masyadong maliit yung salary. Maybe we can adjust so that I can deliver naman within this, deliver the results that you want, di ba? That is, you have to do that before you start a contract. Okay? Kasi bawal, for me ha, bawal laban and bawi. You just can say na, ay sir, wag na lang po kasi masyado pala pong maliit. Bawal yan online. Okay? Bawal laban and bawi. Please do avoid that. As a freelancer, I can definitely say that honesty goes a long way kasi. And it should be on both ends. So you have to be honest to your client or your future client, and then they also have to be honest to you. If you think na masyadong shady yung transaction, leave. If you think na they're saying na www. This is our website, and then hindi mag-appear. Diba? And then they're asking for money para makapag-start ka ng work. O then, that's too shady. Okay? So, if you think that your client is being dishonest, don't hang in there. Parang relationship lang. People don't change kasi. Diba? If they'll lie to you once, they will lie to you again and again. Ha? So, be honest, and then just tell your client politely na you already have a new contract, or you have a lot of work for another client, so you can do this or work with them. Okay, especially if the client is too shady. Huh? So again, let go of toxic relationships, including in freelancing. Di lang yung, okay, love life. Okay. So let go of toxic relationships kasi it will be very bad for your online reputation. And also, the next thing is learn how and when to negotiate. I'd like to emphasize on learn when to negotiate. Kasi, again, human as we are, we want to earn more. So, you'll try to push, di ba? Na kahit okay na yung offer, you'll try to push a little bit naman. But when you think na that's the maximum na ng client, do not negotiate because there's a tendency na they'll find another person to do the job. And then you lose the contract. So, there's a line between when and how to negotiate. Okay? So, when you negotiate, explain naman. So, for example, and dapat a $10 an hour work. So, ang offer ng client is 7 lang or 6. And you want to push to 8. So, explain to your client, bakit kailangan 8? Why they need to pay you more? And then the client will say, I'm pretty sure na, but others, they'll accept the job for 5. And then that's the time you'll for grade, di ba? The things that we discussed a while ago, your proof, the reviews and recommendation, your stellar profile, di ba? So these are important things so that you can negotiate your rate and eventually increase your rate, increase ease in increasing your rate. So lastly, when communicating to your client, you have to manage expectations. Please do not oversell yourself and you underdeliver. Okay? So for freelancers here who have, like, hindi nyo na-submit agad yung, 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 example, work, and na-bad trip yung client. Have you experienced that? Okay, so, parang busy. So if you've experienced that, you have to manage the expectations of your client kasi. So, example, if they're saying na the deadline is within 2 days, and you know from the start na hindi kaya ng 2 days, huwag kang pasikat. Huwag masyadong pasikat because the clients understand naman, especially if you really have a system on explaining to them na bakit hindi kaya ng 2 days. Okay? Do not jeopardize the quality of your output just because you want to, oversell and oversell yourself. Manage the expectations of your client, and especially if they include a workload na hindi kaya, yun yang parang wala ka pang experience, tell them na I still don't have an experience in, for example, they'll hire you as a social media manager and then wala kang experience sa Facebook ads. Some clients will be very happy because you're honest, and then they'll even pay you to learn to do the job. So that's something that you have to consider when communicating with your client. Okay? So first one is you have to be honest. Again, learn when and how to negotiate. Wag yung, sige, pwede pong 8 na lang. Hindi ganyan ha. So you have to create a robust, you have to prepare yourself and create a robust explanation on why you have to be paid more. And lastly, manage expectations. Again, please do not forget, do not oversell and underdeliver. That will affect who you are as a freelancer. That will affect your credibility as a freelancer. Okay, so for the last point is that you think like an employee and you sell your hours, not your services. I know marami sa atin dito na kasi I know majority of you would agree na Filipino children are raised to study and then find a job and then just do the job our entire lives. And it's something that others can do, but it's also something that others can. Just like freelancing, di ba? Hindi lahat naman kayang mag-freelance. Hindi lahat kayang mag-work from home. So, if you want to become a freelancer and if you want to increase your rate, think outside the box of the employee mindset. This is one of the most important things you should always bring to your client, especially during the negotiation. You can quadruple your rate if you know how to think like your client. If you know how to think like a boss, diba? Girl boss. So I know may mga lalaki dito, but it's very important to really grow outside the things that society dictates as an employee. Grow and think outside that box if you really want to succeed and to earn more as a freelancer. So as a content writer, I always try my best not just to offer content writing services. So for example, my client has my most recent contract is my client has an e-commerce website. So they're selling jewelry. He wants to hire me to write the product descriptions of their products. And then when I got the logins, I realized na hindi pa optimize yung ibang pages, the images, wala pang about page, contact page, which are very important for an e-commerce. So what I did is I created a system and approach that made his life better. I offered more than just writing product descriptions. So, di ba, as an employee, ikaw, kung ano na lang yung ibibigay na task sa'yo, most of the time, yun lang din ang gagawin natin. But that's not how freelancing works. Okay? So, dapat you offer more than what the client thinks that he needs or she needs. Identify the gaps and then create a bridge para din you can increase your value and then you can increase your rate. So if he then kasi nga I offered a system to create or to optimize all the pages. So he agreed. And then I told him, so okay, I'll do this, but I need to be paid more because I'll be doing more. So what he did is instead of giving me just 10 hours a week, so I will work double the rate for 20 hours a week. So di ba you see, your mindset should not be within just the services that you're delivering. Okay? So another thing that you should also consider is do not just sell your time. Kasi yun yung pinaka-barrier kasi natin if we transition from office to freelancing. Most of the time, talagang yung oras lang yung tingin natin na kayang bayaran. That you can do more and you can earn more if you sell your service. If you sell the bulk of your service. So sell your service instead of just selling your time so that you can charge more to your client. An example is in January 2020, a friend of mine referred me to a local client who needed hundreds and hundreds of articles. If for an employee mindset, I would have said no. Kasi nga, hindi ko kaya. Hundreds of articles in just a span of 1 month. I can't do that. However, I realized that this is an opportunity for me to grow and to be able to help others. So what I did is that I created a system for the client na, okay, so I'll accept the job. However, I'll bring in writers and I'll vouch for them. So I brought in 10 writers. I became their editor. And we also have one person who's working directly with the client. And then another person who's doing the research for us. Diba? So that's how you should think as a freelancer in order for you to increase your rate. So that's the story of the first six-digit local client that I closed. So the moral of the story is that you cannot earn if you just do it by yourself. You cannot earn more if you just do things all by yourself. You have to grow and then think of others and think of ways on how you can help other people. Diba? Okay, as what we're always reminded by Coach Ruben during the training, you can only grow exponentially if you work with other people. Do not be afraid to refer other people to your client. If, for example, writer ka and then he needs a web developer and you know one. Tapos you won't refer the person kasi you're afraid baka mas malaki pang rate niya. Of course naman, mas malaki rate ng web developer. Diba? So you need to expand your thinking on how you will be working smart with other people. It's always very, very fulfilling to be able to help others and then help them to, aside from financially, is help them to realize that there is money online. Okay? All you have to really do is avoid the 4 mistakes that I did. And eventually, you will really grow, not just as a person, but also as a freelancer. This is a very sustainable industry. Sabi nga nung kumare ko, online is the new now. Online is the future. Diba? So you have to be adaptive and yes, be present online. So change your mindset think outside the employee box in order for you to earn more. Okay? So, again, know the reasons why you want to increase your rate and navigate through it. This doesn't happen overnight, ha? Dapat you ease in increasing your A rate. Double, triple, quadruple. Okay? Hindi yung pwede na $3 and then $10. Tapos walang proof, walang social proof that you did, that you're excellent at what you're doing. The second point is that focus on providing one or two complementary services. Do not spread yourself too thinly. Always find a niche that you can excel at. The third point is that always aim for a stellar online profile in all platforms. I'm still guilty about this because I forget to update my online jobs. Kasi nga, I rely mostly on Upwork and referrals. But because of this, because of this opportunity, I realized that I also need to update my online jobs profile. Also, your LinkedIn. Don't be afraid to create a Facebook page to sell your services. Third, third mistake that you should avoid is that you don't be too shy to communicate with your client. So communicate your worth with your client to your client with, of course, the proof, the reviews, your profile. You can also create a portfolio online. Marami naman, if you're a video editor, you can use YouTube. Diba? You can upload videos on Facebook. If you're a writer, you can blog. There are free platforms where you can write and then redirect your clients there if they want to see published works. And lastly, provide solutions and think like a client. I know it's very difficult to if you're transitioning from office to freelancing, it's very difficult talaga. For me, I was working for 7 years for one company. So it was difficult for me to change my mindset from just an employee who's working and delivering what I'm told to do, from going beyond that and even involving others in my growth. Okay? So I hope na you don't come this far to only come this far. Okay? Always remember that you are not here today to just become a freelancer and increase your rate. That's not just our goal. That's not just my goal for you to realize na, okay, kailangan ko pala ito para ma-increase yung rate ko. You are made to become more. You're not just someone who's at home working na nakaharap sa computer. Always aim for something better, even outside work, okay? You are here to even go farther, to push yourself. Don't just don't just expect other people to say na, okay, ganyan lang ang gawin mo. No, don't be too shy to express your opinion, to share your opinion, and even create systems for your clients to make their lives even better. So again, don't be afraid to move. Choose to be uncomfortable because that's the time when you move kasi, you grow. Di ba? Parang, if you're comfortable, I'm roughly paraphrasing na it's easy to walk on paved roads, but there aren't flowers there. You can see flowers sa mga sementadong daan. So, try to create or try to find a road where you can plant your own flowers. Okay, napaka-cheesy na. But pero that's the truth. Create a path where you can plant your own flowers. Again, so if you have any questions, we have our moderator. And also for the free 5 to 10 minute call, where I will help you assess your profile, I'll add the link on our chat and then you can sign up there and you'll be redirected to a calendar. Okay, so for first 10 sign-ups lang po. Okay, so if you have any questions, yes, online jobs is the future talaga. online jowa is the future.
Okay, thank you, Miss Carol, for that wonderful, insightful presentation. So we have here some questions. Okay, we'll scroll up for yung mga naunang questions muna, i-cater natin, no? Hmm. Okay, from Miss Julie Torres, if we are shifting from corporate to online work, can we include our reviews or experience on corporate work?
Yes, yes, you can do that, especially if you transition yung online work mo, it's related to your corporate job. You can add your certificate of employment or other certifications that you got during your while you were working at an office. You can use that. Those are valid.
Okay, thank you for that, Miss Carol. Another one from Christian Cañete. Alin daw ang mas mataas ang kita? So, social media marketing, managing, or website managing?
I haven't tried kasi Ma'am Des website management. But I've tried working yung mag-upload lang ng articles on WordPress. But it really depends kasi on how big your client is and how capable they are of paying you more. So I suggest if you want to go the route na social media, start from social media management.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
thank you, ma'am. Um, meron kasi dito, nag-comment kanina, if you can share the presentation down sa
Yes,
kanila.
the I added a sign up page. They can sign up there and then I'll send it to you. I'll send the presentation to them.
Okay,
What if,
salamat.
okay, we have a question here, ma'am. Now, what if no
Okay.
recommendation, no recommendation kasi newbie? So, if you don't have any recommendations, I suggest na you create a portfolio online. So, if you want to be a social media manager, you have to start sa self mo. So, you can make your social media account and then build your audience there and then use that as a proof that you're really effective in doing what you're doing. Kasi nga na-build mo yung sarili mo online. Okay? So there are also other platforms that you can use to publish your work if you're a writer. Ganyan. If you're a web developer, you can also do I think Wix or ano ba, WordPress is the most used platform. So you can do that and then link that to your client or to your application. You don't really need to start with reviews.
Okay. Ma'am, meron pa dito. Pwede po pahingi ng freelancers contract template for social media manager and website for project-based kasi yung meron ka, ma'am. From Christian Cañete.
I there are a lot of contracts online. You can just edit it out to fit the needs of your client. So para mas efficient naman. Okay.
So, another questions. Hmm. As a digital marketer, what would you consider as your top three most valuable skills?
Okay, so as a digital marketer, I know how to write. I know how to engage people. And then lastly, I know how to negotiate. Di ba? That's the most important thing kasi negotiation doesn't just mean na you negotiate with your client. You also have to negotiate with the target market of your client. Para malaking ROI nila, may bonus ka. Okay, so that's the most important thing. So you have to really learn how to communicate properly, especially communicate using the tone of your client or the branding of your client. And of
Okay.
course, lastly, please work with other people. A digital marketer, hindi lang talaga yan siya mag-isa. You have to really work with other people. Kasi there are a lot of aspects of digital marketing na you can't master. Okay? So, work with other people who are excellent in other aspects.
Okay, thank you for that, ma'am. I think wala na tayong ibang questions.
Okay.
Uh, for those interested, Miss Carol shared the increased freelancers rate, the link. Is this the link, ma'am? Ito po ba yung mag-sign up sila?
Opo.
Okay. Another question pala, ma'am. To Ma'am Carol, we know that freelancers are booming. How do you trust them? Okay.
Free, freelancers.
Yeah, freelancers are booming. How do you trust them?
That's based really on their profile and their online social proof.
Mhm.
If you can search them, if people say good words or reviews about them, that's really the only thing that you can have for the meantime. But if you already talk to that person, if you do the interview, if you see a video of them, you really know if you can trust that person or not. So that's lang talaga, instinct. That's how you build. I'm not saying na that's just the only factor sa, pero most of the time, that's the most important kasi. If you see the person through a video call, you really know that he or she is really willing to do what she's saying he or she can do.
Okay, thank you for that, ma'am. So, are there any more questions? Any follow-ups for that? Okay. I think wala na, ma'am. Oh, okay. Nandito pa. How do you make mistake? Mistake daw, ma'am Carol. From Neil Salvacion again.
You make mistakes because that's human as we are, we really make mistakes kasi. And then from the mistakes that we make, you also realize the things that you should do and should not do. So for example, if you're a freelancer, the first mistake, so I think this is what he's telling about that. The first mistake that you should do is to offer everything. Okay, to do everything that you think you can do. Because later on, you'll realize, as what I've said, you'll realize now what you're really good at. And then that mistake will eventually lead you to become a better freelancer.
Okay. From Avril, si Avril to from Nasipit, right? How to efficiently sell your service during crisis like this, ma'am?
Build your profile. That's really the only thing that you can do right now. Build your profile and do not hesitate to reach out to clients. LinkedIn has a very good, it's a very good platform where you can find jobs there. Reach out. Don't wait for clients to email you or to tap you or to send an invitation. Offer your service to your clients or to the brands that you want to work with. Because the changing times really also changes you as a freelancer. So you have to be adaptive.
Okay. Um, any more questions from our FB? I think wala na, no? So, can we sum it up na, Miss Carol? Akala ko 20 minutes lang yung, alam mo. Umabot ka na, alam mo. Marami kaming na-learn for today. So, some important things we learned today that as freelancers, it's important to know your reasons why you want to increase your rate, provide a specific service, and focus on developing this. Create a stellar profile and communicate to your clients. And if possible, become an employer or think like a client and create a system for your client. So, maraming salamat, Miss Carol. From any words, last words for your audience?
Yes.
Let's sign up na ate sila. So, any words before we sign out?
Okay, so again, thank you everyone for listening, and I hope you really learned something during this webinar. And a reminder again, you did not come this far to only come this far. Okay, excel and push yourself to become a better freelancer. Okay, because freelancing is the new work. Freelancing is the future. Okay.
Okay, so thank you for that and for all those Google Hangouts participants and FB viewers. Please check our DICT FB pages, the ICT-Caraga and the ICT Region 10 for other further announcement for our incoming webinar series. So from all of us here in the ICT MC2, we would like to thank you, Ms. Carol, for your time and expertise in sharing to us your knowledge on this freelancing world. Salamat kaayo and thank you again for joining us today to all our participants and see you on our next webinar episodes. Have a great day and stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.